Hello everyone who likes to assassinate in style, preferably without microtransactions. I am Border, also known as Borderwise, and this is a bit of a, I guess, slightly off-the-wall RPG commentary. I started replaying Assassin's Creed Origins the other day, and fun fact, this is the first Assassin's Creed game I ever played, which is unusual. My understanding is that a lot of people did not care much for this when it first came out because it changed the Assassin's Creed formula a bit too much. And you know what? I don't actually have much reason to disagree with that. Because of the leveling system. Like, the inventory, the leveling system in this game is essentially what happens if you take RPG elements and just kind of slap them into a game that never really needed them. So, the biggest gripe with this game is the leveling system and the leveling system is the thing. You'll see in the top right corner that number 30. Yeah, so this game really drives home the point is like, with an RPG, if you're gonna have a leveling system in order to like set the pace of the game, you gotta do it right. And a lot of people kind of pointed out with this title that really it was shoehorned in there as a means of selling XP boosts to people for real money. And same with the crafting, it's very token, like upgrading your weapons and your hit points and stuff like that is done using resources that you find in the world. Like we just saw, I don't know, essentially a patrol carrying resources just there, just zip past. On the bright side, this game is quite pretty, and it is quite fun to like just follow the road on your horse and then just get literally a bird's eye view of everything. It's great. Also, I forget what I was doing, and I ride straight into this encampment on me horse because I'm like, oh, there's no way it would just do that, right? It did just do that. Unfortunately. So I do actually kind of enjoy this game. It's just, this is a Ubisoft game. Which means there is a lot of things to love about it, and there's a lot of things to absolutely despise about it. It is almost always a real mix of the two. There's exceptions. Far Cry 3 was, like, really properly good. But yeah, the RPG elements in Ubisoft games are always, like, I don't know, pretty shallow. It's just, you know, you make number go higher, and you unlock skills one at a time, and there's really no nuance to like what skills you pick in which order. So yeah, the gameplay, by the way, is just going to be me clearing out an outpost because, well, that's a fun thing to do every so often. The problem with this game, however, is that really, like, it's kind of repetitive. That's the other thing that RPGs run into, and this one actually illustrates it quite well, is that it is very repetitive, and it's almost like, I don't know, it's like, people might disagree that Ubisoft sandboxes are even like a proper RPG at all. Because, like, one of the things that tickles me about RPGs as a genre is that it's such a fast and loose definition. You could call a whole bunch of different things RPGs. And, like, well, the one thing that they all seem to have in common is that, like, you choose how to play it. Like, there's different playstyles, I guess. But character progression, either in terms of gameplay or a narrative, is kind of the thing, because, I don't know. Yeah, like, we could talk about that all day, it's very vague, but Assassin's Creed Origins, like, and other, like, Assassin's Creed games of the ilk, so Odyssey and Valhalla as well, they're really excellent showcases in what you probably shouldn't do, because the leveling system is, like, really arbitrary and tacked on, and it feels like it doesn't really belong there. Like, it's the kind of game where if something is just 2 levels higher than you, it's pretty much like, you know, you can't fight it. You literally can't. And it's an efficient way of pacing, but it's not a fun one. So yeah, we're covering this kind of because it's like, yeah, this is like, if you folks watching this can think of other examples of just like games where there's a leveling system that really shouldn't be there and is not particularly helpful, I would love to hear about it. Part of me is kind of wanting to seek out for for this channel, like, the worst RPG, and the worst RTS, and the worst roguelike as well. Just, like, because you, I don't know, you learn a lot, not only playing good games, but playing bad ones as well. Kind of showing them off a little bit. And, if only so that... that guy just... I wasn't in your way, dude. If only so that, like, you can appreciate the good games more by occasionally checking out a bad one. This one's... Assassin's Creed Origins is okay. The combat's not great. Like, I remember... I actually rewatched the Zero Punctuation review of this game. And watered down Dark Souls is a pretty good way of describing it, because, yeah, it is watered down Dark Souls. It's, like, clunky, it's kind of unintuitive... And yeah, there's certain enemies that, like, you just kind of have to cheese a little bit. And you'll probably... yeah, you're gonna see how I deal with them, later on in the video.
Hard.
It is quite fun, like, this kind of... This is the kind of stealth, action-adventure thing that seems to be baked into most AAA games these days, unfortunately. It's just this kind of thing, it's like, you know... You attract them with the whistle, you throw rocks, except in this game you can't even throw rocks, which makes it primitive. That makes it primitive, you can't throw rocks. Throwing rocks is advanced, damn it. But yeah, one thing that kind of threw me off, I think at one point you do see me get confused with the controls, is that I actually started replaying Horizon Zero Dawn the other day as well. The first one, not, like, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, not Horizon Forbidden West, which I'm tempted by, but I'm gonna wait till that one goes on sale, because apparently it's not as good. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting contrast between that game and this one, but also it's weirdly similar. Just the basic, like, gameplay loop is, like, sneak around, attract enemies to you, do things to them. The focus is also, like, primarily stealth because, well, the combat in both games is not super good, and in Horizon Zero Dawn, it's, like, frantic as hell. If you beef it and you get too many big angry robots coming at you, like, yeah, it's a rough time, but it kind of fits, though, because, like, the whole point of, like, human beings being able to take down such machines with essentially just, like, Iron Age technology, like, give or take a few incredibly high-tech things which they salvage off machines, is that, like, you don't take them on head-on. Like, you don't take them on head-on. You want to be clever about it. This game doesn't have that. This game, honestly, like, is, like, a lot less... I guess less interesting, and... yeah... The way the leveling system kind of forces you into certain areas of the game, and, like, you're not really free to explore the world much at all. Huge mark against it, really. If you're doing what I'm doing with this playthrough here, in which you're just trying to blast through the main plot, it's actually even worse, because the main story missions are kind of, like, level locked, essentially. You pretty much have to be a certain level in order to do them, which means you have to do side quests. And in the video I made some time ago about, like, 4 tips for finishing RPGs, one of the tips I gave is, like, if you just want to finish it, skip the side stuff. But in this game, you can't. And I actually mentioned in that video, that games which, like, kind of force you to do side quests in order to fully complete the game at all, bad game, don't bother, and I really wish I had mentioned this game, because this is actually a really good example of that. How the game kind of forces you to do side missions, even though, like, you might not even want to. The whole point of the side stuff is for, you know, bonus fun, bonus enjoyment, you know, extra money, extra levels, extra XP, that kind of thing. And it's automatically less fun if the game essentially forces you to do it. It's a weird nuance like that. It's why open world games like, I don't know, Skyrim, Horizon Zero Dawn, other things like that, one of the reasons it's fun is that, like, you know, there's this joy in procrastinating the main quest in order to do all the fun side stuff. Emphasis on the fun side stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that, playing through Origins again, I'm not bothering with at all, because quite frankly, it's not that interesting, not that fun. It's the Ubisoft approach to an open world, which is basically giving you a shopping list of things to do, which is not fun, frankly. Like, it's weird how I kind of do have a soft spot for this game. I like the environment, I like the historical setting, even though it's got the friggin' ancient aliens thing. By the way, if you want to annoy anyone who study history, talk about ancient aliens and you are guaranteed to get, you know, at least some kind of look from them, because that is the stupidest of stupid stuff. Yeah, we can criticize Assassin's Creed a little bit on that whole ancient aliens, essentially historical fantasies kind of thing. It is kind of annoying how Ubisoft does such exhaustive research into the times and places in which these games are set, and then it just kind of, it being Ubisoft, and then they just kind of ignore half that knowledge in favor of, I don't know, appealing to mass ignorance, I guess. I was so pissed in Far Cry Primal when they called the Sabertooth a saber-toothed tiger. It's not. It never has been. How dare you? And now we get to see some shenanigans that is going to happen because I managed to get discovered. This is one particular reason why... Oh wait, do I get jumped here? Nope, I do the jumping. So yeah, actually that is a thing for the whole level breaking thing, is that, the whole leveling thing is like, it shatters immersion and makes you realize that you're in a video game. Also, I'll kill you. This stupid peasant essentially gets me, like, discovered here. And, yeah, this combat system, not great. Whee. So that's a fun thing. She runs over to thank me for crying out loud, and that gives me away. Frickin' admittedly realistic for a stupid peasant. And there they go, chasing the stupid peasant. I wonder if they got her. I wonder if she managed to escape. And hello!
Die, idiot!
This is my least favorite kind of enemy, I do have to say. This little bastard with the smoke screen. Because you can't hit them regularly, you have to wait for them to do stuff.
Time to die, filet.
And thankfully, I already booby-trapped the thing. And this is how I deal with these most annoying of enemies. Is just, you know, I throw firebombs at them. Thank goodness I booby-trapped the brazier, so that no reinforcements are coming. I do like that feature, it's like you can rig the alarm to explode and kill everyone who uses it. Means there's a little bit of method to raiding a camp. And this is where Sennu shows us the goods. Go on, light that fire, boy. Kablooey. Alarm! Well, I've been rumbled. So, I would like to say that this is quite a fun thing in this game, is like the way you get into a situation, if you pull it off well, it's great, but also you can kind of get into a situation and then have to get yourself out of the situation. Except that's not unique to this game, there are other games which do it better. I'm trying to think of one. Far Cry actually does that a bit better. Although Far Cry, for most of them, I can't remember when they stopped, you get, like, the most XP if you, like, clear out an outpost undetected. Which just means that, like, you know, you'd want to reload a checkpoint every time you stuff up like that. Damn it, Ubisoft. I would like to sing your praises more, but you keep doing things which are not praiseworthy. And there's the dude over there, and the people over there, and I'm just hiding out on a roof, not to worry about anything. And this is me.
Alarm! Over here!
And there's a whole bunch of dudes.
What's going on?
Over there, being like so. There is like, I don't know.
Roughly here.
You do gotta love how stupid enemies in games are like this, but also, having read, if you've ever heard of a webcomic called Terminal Lance, it's basically written by a former US Marine, and he straight up admits that on guard duty, like, yeah, no, like, this is more realistic than you might think, because, like, 99.99% of the time, absolutely nothing interesting happens on guard duty, and you would, like, go investigate the strange noise, and then get murdered.
Hey, man.
Oopsie daisy.
Finished.
You don't see me. You don't see me.
Pathetic. Haven't got a chance.
Really? I'm sneaking away. Whee! And one of the great things about throwing firebombs at people is that
Any clue?
it's very distracting. It's very, very distracting indeed, and they kind of lose sight of you. So yeah, next time you're in trouble, try firebombing someone, and then you can get away with whatever dastardly deed you're willing to do. Please don't quote me on that. That would be really terrible outside of video games. So what do we got here? Check your right. I think I already did that. Stab. And what else are we doing here? It is quite fun to go through an outpost and just kill everything. It's just less fun if you have to do it over and over and over and over again. And the fact that enemies, like, actually give really not that much XP. Like, when you kill them, you actually get the most XP for doing quests, which are at your level. If it's a little bit below, you get less. If it's too high, you also get less, annoyingly. So, that sucks. Stab. Whee! Alright, so at this point I'm running out here and thinking like, are we done? Are we done though? We might be done. Did I do all the things? Did I do all the things? Are we done? I mean, we have done everything, but you know what we could do? We could go commit more murder, because murder is fun in video games only. Okay. But yeah, like, I need to go and play some real old-timey classic RPGs. I think like things like Chrono Trigger and stuff like that. I guess JRPGs, I need to broaden my horizons a little bit. Because horizons are better when they're broader. They're like, what's good when broad? I don't even know. Am I going to set myself on fire? Probably not. Whee! Stab. Whee! Also, one of the reasons I was doing this is that I'm so close to leveling up at this point. I think, you know what? I might as well. I might as well do the thing. Also, one thing I do like about this game is that the field of vision that enemies have is actually, you know, it's like their line of sight is actually kind of realistic. In that, if you are even slightly to the side of them, it's easier to get the drop on them, rather than if you approach them head on, even if you're in the stealth bushes. Which is why I do that thing that you see there, which is like, you know, I do the distraction whistle, and then I move to the side a little bit and come at them from the side, so they don't see me. It doesn't make a hell of a lot of difference, but I like doing that, because I like feeling like a sneaky biscuit, so to speak. I'm not entirely sure what a sneaky biscuit is. It's probably a biscuit you're not supposed to eat, like, you know, when you're on a diet, and it's just like a cheeky bicky, so to speak. And we're just gonna go over here, and go over here. I'm a shadow in the night. Whee! If nothing else, like, this game accidentally really incentivizes you to be a sneaky person, because the combat does kind of suck. I actually think that, like, in the 3 Assassin's Creed games I've played, and it's all the bad ones, figuratively speaking. It's, I mean, it depends on your opinion, really. I've played Origins, I've played Odyssey, and I've played Valhalla, and I actually enjoyed Odyssey the most. It's just too bloody big, is the thing. And again, I'm probably gonna, like, when I'm done playing through Assassin's Creed Origins again for giggles, assuming I finish it, because my goodness, there are some frustrating, annoying bits in it. It's not my ideal combat system at all, and that is another thing to gripe about in any kind of game, RPG or not, or RPG elements or not, where the game is mostly focused on stealth, and then they kind of force you into like a combat situation. That is kind of annoying. Stabbed in the armpit. No amount of deodorant is going to fix that. But yeah, so when you actually are free to be a stealthy assassin, this actually works pretty well. It's almost like assassins in the name. Boy. But yeah, it's like, trying to think of another example of a game where the leveling system is completely out of place, aside from a Ubisoft game. Damn it, all the ones I can think of is like Ubisoft games. Crap. It's almost like Ubisoft is really guilty of just arbitrary, useless leveling systems that don't add anything interesting. For an example of an RPG leveling system that is actually interesting, Path of Exile's like, that passive skill tree is just amazing. You can do real funky things with that. And one of the really good things about it is that there's ones you can take which like completely change the way you play, because it has drawbacks as well as like upsides. Am I going to hack this up? I probably am.
Hey now, and rip you to shreds.
You can't see me. I'm crouched. That means I'm invisible. Here, have a firebomb. Burn, baby, burn it. Yay, level up. And one more person to stab in the neck, and we can go home and eat Egyptian bread. You actually don't want to eat ancient Egyptian bread because they used rocks to grind the flour, which means there was bits of grit in the bread, which means they wore their teeth down something terrible. Like, there's Egyptian mummies that people have found. Really badly worn teeth. So, if you ever find yourself in ancient Egypt, maybe skip on the bread and try and eat things aside from bread, which is a problem because bread was the staple food in ancient Egypt, as it was for most of the world. And that just about does it for this commentary. I'm not sure if I said anything particularly interesting or outlandish, but it was fun to hop into Creed Origins and, I don't know, play it a little bit and rag on it a lot, because it kind of deserves the ragging, to be perfectly honest. Any game that has a leveling system added specifically for microtransactions deserve to be remembered for all the wrong reasons. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and comment and subscribe if you want to. And I will see you next time in RPG commentary. Assuming this even counts as RPG. It probably does.
Yeah,
Farewell!